Welcome back to the first Monday night at Heroes and Hooligans in like 100 years. How awesome. How's everybody? We doing good, guys?
Doing pretty good.
Good.
Yeah.
That's great. That's fantastic. I really am happy about that. So, speaking of, it's been like 100 years. Who wants to give us I don't know, we can split it up. I don't care. Let's go back and talk from the very beginning to now. Let's get a whole roll up to where we're at, because I think it's like a good pinnacle point how things are going to change drastically. I think it's recap it all the way. Who wants to do that? Somebody does. I know you do.
Oh my
See,
goodness,
I
that's a
wasn't
lot.
here
I'm
at the
ready.
beginning, so
Yep. Tina and Storic are pretty much mixed from that because they weren't here at the very beginning.
I mean, go for it.
So we're doing a complete recap of everything?
Yeah, just talk about some of the touchstones from the very beginning up to now.
All right, so we all showed up for our different reasons. Got, well, at least me and Brill got talked to by an old death god. And now we have some tattoos that do certain things to us if
Accurate.
conditions are met. And we're looking for Dreamleaf from Runheim for her.
Yep.
And we went to the town and got attacked by some kobolds.
Yep.
Somebody went down. We won't name names, Brill.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We
never gone down in my life.
went to it was a thieves guild.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
We told them the stew was good. So then that allowed us into their little hidey hole. We did a job for them. We just, innocently
buried some bones.
Skeletons, like you should.
Yep. They belong in the ground.
And then we got kidnapped later that night by elves.
By elves.
They drugged us. Not cool. Then we went. We were in the jail cell. Harnock tried to detect magic. Got zapped for it. Wasn't fun. A lot of stairs. Stairs are probably the most dangerous part. They were kind of jerks.
They told us we killed people.
It was not true. Never killed nobody.
And that we did necromancy, which was not true.
It's not true as well. And then they told us they wanted to find the Crone Stone. And we were like, well, don't have much of an option here. I guess we will. Went to the 100-acre woods. Met a really cool donkey. Big fan, big friends. Then we got attacked by a warehouse.
Yep.
Tried to eat me. Wasn't a fan. Turned into an ox. Then we went to rabbits.
And rabbits tried to eat us.
A lot of things tried to eat us there. Then we went to Owl. Owl was cool.
Yep. Owl gave us food.
Owl did give us food.
Like a full Mormon.
Yeah. And then we actually knocked on, we actually found a rabbit and got invited in. Kind of weird. We had to get the gopher for him because the gopher was eating his carrots.
Yep.
So then we went down to the gopher holes. Found a big red stone. Someone tried to hit the stone. Got zapped.
It's true.
Had to do a puzzle with some fists and some drinks.
Yep.
Then I feel like there was something between that and the door.
I feel like we ran from a troll.
That was after the door. We did run from a troll.
We ran from a troll, and it was around this time that a couple of the other people who were with us kind of got lost in the tunnels. And we started investigating statues where we discovered Tina and Storic and Melnir, I think was the other one. And that's where they came in. And then we found Gopher. Gopher was cool too, honestly. The other two mini gophers were not cool.
Kind of jerks.
Gopher gave us stuff.
Yeah, Gopher
said
gave us
we
a lot
could
of
have
stuff.
it.
And then he kind of unalived himself. Harnock and Stork were there for him to the very end. Only person that's campaigned to have seen Harnock's face so far. Then we left. We went to the underground lab where we saw the devils and stuff. We hid in the security office thinking we were being sneaky, but they knew we were there the whole time. Escorted us to CR. Harnack was not a fan.
I mean, the jury's out for Brill. We'll see how this ritual goes.
Deals were made by multiple members of the party. Harnack will remember this. Then we got out of the 100 Acre Woods. Harnack went, talked to the donkey again. Big fan. Like the donkey. Got a unnamed item from the donkey. Then we left the 100 Acre Woods. Oh, no, we did go back to Rabbit, but Rabbit I gave him the arm, and he kind of said shoo shoo and closed the door on us.
Yep.
Then we left. Got on our boat. Started doing the driving thing. Someone took us into a storm. I don't know who it is. Won't name names. Brill again. So someone turned into a crocodilian and saved our fighter. And then we were shipwrecked on the beach for a minute. Stayed the night there.
Are we gonna skip the part where the elves admitted that they were gaslighting us the whole time and they were the ones who gave us the bones to bury?
This is true. Forgot about that.
That they just said, here, someone's gonna bury these bones, and those are the people we're gonna send to get this stone. Yeah.
Cheers. Harnack will remember this. Harnack disapproves. So we figured that out, and then we went and got shipwrecked by Brill. Stayed the night out on the beach outside the manor. Then we went into town. Stork had very friendly conversations with some people. I would say he handled it very well. Then, did we go back to our end before we went to the other end?
Yes.
We went to our end for a rest. Valentina's hand went invisible, but no one really noticed that. I
had to wear that giant ass gauntlet, yes.
Harnack decided not to ask about that. They just went up, they came down, she was wearing some of his clothes. Not gonna ask. And then we went to the other end where we met Frederick. Stork had a very lovely conversation with Frederick as well. I think the two really bonded. I think we can see some budding friendship there. And then Frederick gave us quote-unquote information. And then he followed us back to our inn, which was a little creepy. Stork and Valentina got drunk. Harnack is Stork's guardian or angel on his shoulder now. And then we came back to the manor the next day. We did some looting. We do have that type of rogue. Do we have two of those types of rogues now? We have two of those types of rogues now. I don't know. I'm probably missing a lot there, but
no, I feel like you hit most of the major points.
Yeah, if I was gonna say, I think you got pretty much most of it.
Yeah.
Good job for being a part goldfish.
Man, no one knows the beauty of being a goldfish.
Dead.
You're a goldfish. That's right. All right. So that's a majority of things. You are at a mansion now, which you know was owned by the Bauengrat family previously. You did some exploring there, looking around, trying to figure shit out, figure out like deaths and whatnot, of course, like who or what killed the Bauengrat family, and came across, I believe, their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was consensus that since nobody was living here, you wanted to kind of turn it into your own place, establish a residence in a town.
Real estate's a great investment.
Real estate is the best investment.
Yeah, real estate. And I believe we ended the last session with Storic splitting himself off from a majority of the party and heading into the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
think the Ralph Wiggum picture right now is especially perfect as he walks down saying, I'm in danger.
I mean, he might be. All right, Storic.
Stork's fine.
Yeah, you got this.
Everything's fine.
You're gonna be just fine, friend. Just fine. Just so very fine. Let's see. All right. All right, Stork. You stepped down into the basement, and the door's closed behind you, and you're just going down the stairs, and you haven't come across anything in this house and so far that's been hostile or dangerous, anything of the sort. So you go down the stairs, and you find yourself in a stone wine cellar. The walls are lined with barrels. You can hear like the skittering of rats. It's been uninhabited for a while, so things are starting to kind of take a turn in the basement area because it's not being really well taken care of. Nobody's been living there. You see barrels of wine on racks against the walls. And in the back of the room, where there should be a wall, there seems to be like an archway of bricks pushed out of the wall, leading into another dark room, very, very dark room.
All right.
Do you want to?
Yeah, I think Storic is gonna head back towards that darker room at the back.
Okay. And you do have dark vision, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. From my belt of dwarven kind.
Perfect. And how many feet does that give you? Is it 30?
60, I believe.
60. Oh, even better. Okay. So you go through this main basement storage room. And you walk past all of the shelves. You find this aisle sort of in the center where you're able to walk down, where you could see that the bricks were different because it was darker. Because dark vision doesn't give you colored vision; it gives you shades of gray, and you're able to notice through the difference in the shades of gray that there's like a more black hole in the back of the wall, and that's what indicated to you that some bricks were pushed out of the wall. So you walk past a little swarm of rats comes running out from one side to the other, runs over your boots. And you get up to this hole. Yeah, and you see... Go ahead.
Oh, I just think as the swarm of rats runs across, Storic's going to pull a torch out and light it with prestidigitation. Give himself a little color vision. Just to help spot things better.
Sure. So it's good. You brought a torch. So you get... you walk down the aisle, rats run over your feet. You get to right about where the hole in the wall is. And you see that it looks like somebody has taken some sort of hammer or something and knocked the bricks out. Kind of like how when Hagrid taps his wand to go into Diagon Alley and the bricks are pushed away. Very similar to that, but a little more rugged. So it's like an archway, taken out there.
Gotcha.
Do you step in?
I think Storic pokes his head in the torch in it first to look before he enters.
Okay. So when you poke your head and the torch in, you see that it is, in fact, leading down some sort of hallway that was here previously and looks like it had been maybe bricked off from the wall that was there. It's very dusty. There's a lot of cobwebs hanging. It has that sort of musty seawater, stagnant water smell because you're right on a little island right by the water. And you can hear, like, off in the distance, like a slow drip noise.
Yeah, I think Stork's gonna call back over, like turn his head back and call over his shoulder. Looks like there's a good bit down here to check out. I'm gonna keep going.
To no one in particular.
Heads into the hole. Yeah, he's just calling out upstairs,
Sure.
trying to yell.
So you step into the hallway. And the bricks under your feet in the hallway floor feel a little damp, like they're a little slick underneath, the metal of your boots.
Mm-hmm.
And you start walking in, probably about 5-ish foot down. You notice that there's a spot on the wall for a torch.
Yeah, I'll hang my torch up there.
Okay. So you put your torch. You keep walking, and about 5 more feet down is a spot for another torch. And about every 5 feet, for 40-ish feet, there's a spot for a torch.
I think now that he's noticing how far down this hallway goes, Storik is going to send his familiar. Or no, he doesn't have the familiar. Yeah, send his familiar up to go and check on everybody. I'm gonna send my familiar up to go, let everyone know that I'm heading down, continuing to explore.
Okay. Harnock, you're the animal whisperer. Storik.
My familiar does speak common.
Perfect.
As a
Storik's raven. I think she's a raven, right?
Yes. Yeah. Or Steen.
She comes up through the basement and lands on your shoulder without Storik, Harnock.
Harnock will turn to it and kind of look at it and ask, "What? Is everything okay?"
Exploring the cellar. Big hallway.
Okay. Harnock will let the others know about that as well. Probably should file one down. I don't think it's exactly safe. We still don't know exactly what all is here.
I mean, we haven't run into anything. But we can definitely go check it out.
Well, the last
And
house
Storik does continue on. Storik does continue on once the Raven leaves, to be clear.
It would be a good idea. It would be a good idea to go and check it out. The fact that we haven't found anything quite of yet is good enough reason to make sure of everything, especially if, it's not just an extra sauna to the manor or something, with something to worry about.
Makes sense.
All right. So, Orsine has told you that Storik is exploring, and Storik has kept exploring. So, are you getting up and going down, or are you like, nah, he can handle this and be all right?
Tina is going to actually get up to start heading that way. He's also going to ask, and I am, for the love of my life, forgetting his name because it's been over 4 weeks. My imp that looks like Lucy. I am. I can't remember. I love his name.
How dare you forget Woodhouse?
I am horrible with names, okay? You can ask Don.
It's a cat.
Woodhouse. How dare you. Have Woodhouse put down the tea or whatever he's still carrying and go quickly down that way to cast an invisible eye.
Okay. So you're going to send Woodhouse pretty much right back down with Stork's Raven.
Yep.
And then you guys are going to go catch up?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So you see the same thing when you come down. You come down, some of you have dark vision, some of you don't, or all of you have dark vision?
I do not.
Didn't I gave one of you the thing, didn't I?
I do have dark vision, and
Okay.
so I'm good.
I do not have the thing.
You gave me the amulet.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and now
Yeah.
you've got the belt that gives you dark vision. So. Okay,
Yep.
so Brill and Valentina, you can see Harnock. It's really difficult for you. It's a lot of shadowy movement. You go down the stairs. It's a very dark cellar. You see the barrels lining the walls. And down sort of the center corridor where the barrels are, you can see the difference in shadow where the brick has been taken away to go down that tunnel. And you can see off in the distance down the tunnel the flicker of Stork's torchlight.
Oh, there we are.
Do you want to try to catch up, or do you want to just, meander down through?
See, I told you he's fine up there. Storik.
Hard knuckles squints, even though you can't see his eyes big. Is he?
I mean, I assume you can see, like, the light in the distance.
Yep, you can see the torch flicker in the distance, yes.
Yeah, Brill will, like, cup her hands and... Storik!
Does Storik hear from however far down he is now?
I would say at this point, Stork is probably a good 100 feet down the tunnel and nearing the end. You can hear the water dripping, getting louder. You can smell that salty, like stagnant water getting closer. Why don't you give me a perception check to see if you can hear them hollering at you?
That is a 11.
Okay. What's your passive?
14.
Okay. So, because you're more like actively focusing on what's ahead of you, I'm going to say you probably don't really hear it. You think maybe it's just more sounds from where you're heading towards.
Yeah. No, yes. Storik continues to move on then.
All right, Stork, you continue to move on about 20 more feet and you find yourself at the end of the hallway. The end of this hallway opens up into a cavern-like room. It looks like it's hewn from the natural stone, that it was maybe more like a cave that was already underground in the island. And there's places around this circular sort of chamber where you could put torches. They're all empty. And you see 3 rectangular, like, raised daises towards the other end. I'd say the room's probably about 60 foot, 60 foot. It's pretty decent size. Okay. And at the opposite end, just at your vision, you can see the ends of some raised rectangular-like dais shapes.
Okay. Yeah, Stork's gonna keep moving and move towards the daises to check them out. You know, that looks like something that could be something we need.
All right, so you head over. Left, right, or center?
Center.
Center. All right. It is the biggest of the 3 daises. And when you get to it, you realize it's not just a stone dais, but sitting on top of it is something similar to a sarcophagus.
Stoic is going to ready his sword and look to see if there's any writing or anything near here that he can read or recognize.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me something. I don't care. Whatever you like.
Make an investigation?
Sure.
That's pretty good. That's a 23.
Perfect. As you kind of like investigate the central dais where there's this sarcophagus-like box sitting up on top of it, you realize this box is bigger than the other 2, but you don't see any writing. You also, with that really good investigation roll, as you kind of start to look, you're familiar with stone. You're fucking made of stone. So you're looking and you're realizing that the dais is made of stone, but the box that sits on top of it is made out of like wood. And there's no dust on the wood.
Storic's going to sort of daisy chain yell back by sending a message to Orstein to yell for the others to hurry up and join him.
Okay.
I found something. Get the others here as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so she does. She goes back. Who's in the front? What's your marching order? Brill, Valentina, Harnock?
Harnock would be in the back. He's got no dark vision.
Yeah, Tina would be in the middle. She's gonna probably actually have a hand back to help Harnock walk along.
And
All right.
Brill's probably 10 to 15 feet in front of them doing the scout thing.
So you'll get, you'll intercept Ursine first, and she'll tell you, come quickly, need help, sort of message.
Okay, we're on our way. We tried calling. He didn't seem to hear us. We'll get there. Brill will turn around and be like, we need to pick it up, and she'll start, like, double timing it.
Yeah, double time it. All right. Yeah, so it's about 120 foot long. Your movement, if you dash, you can get there a couple rounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no problem. All right, Stork, do you wait for your friends to continue to investigate, or does curiosity kill the cat?
I think curiosity overwhelms Stoic, and he goes to check out the right dais as well.
Okay. So you notice it's very similar to the one in the center. It's just a little smaller. Pretty much think about the difference in sizing between masculine and feminine, how things that are, they're built just a little bit bigger. So it's just like a smaller size of the same thing that's there in the center. And the wood isn't as intricate or nice looking. It looks more new, like it was made fairly quickly. And there's also no dust on this box as well.
I think Stork cracks this one open.
You do. You crack it open. All right. All right, Stork. So you do. You lift the lid. It makes a creaking noise, like that very uncomfortable, spooky, creepy noise whenever you open a door or something. And you lift it open, and the top half of the box lifts, and the bottom half kind of stays open, or stays closed, It lifts in 2 sections. And when you look down, you see a pale woman's face. Her eyes are closed, her arms are crossed across her chest, and she's wearing some like long flowing black cape and some black top and shirt, similar to how like a Thieves Guild leathers would be.
Yeah, I think seeing this Thieves Guild-esque leather after meeting, the current person overlooking the city for the Thieves Guild, I think Storic wonders if maybe Frederick does come here more often, and maybe he's the one taking care of, like, the corpses of his old allies or something. Hidden graveyard. And Storic's gonna just say a quick little prayer over this corpse.
Okay. Give me an insight check.
Sure. I only add 1 to this, so let's see. That's a 9.
Okay. Yeah, so you're not really paying attention. You just sort of think, this is maybe a dead individual from the Thieves Guild. That's why Frederick knows the area so well. Maybe he buried his friends. You say a prayer, and just about the time you're about to utter the last word, the eyes on this body flick wide open at you with glowing red eyes underneath.
Shit.
Does a 23 hit you?
It does not.
It does not. All right. So as you're standing over this and you kind of look, you're saying the prayer, you're not really paying attention. The eyes pop open and she springs up and grabs you and pulls you towards her and tries to bite you.
Storic just starts yelling, "I need help! Now! And are we entering initiative?
You are going to be rolling initiative. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it. Give it to me.
That's a 6.
Oh,
That's a 6. I love it.
That is a 6.
You got a 6 too, Hardknock?
No.
woo! First rollback, nat 20.
Bro got a 21.
All right. What is your initiative with your nat 20, Tina?
20. I have a 10 dexterity, so just 20.
Harnack's gonna go ahead and add a chaos coin for that natural 1 he just rolled.
Nice.
Starting it off.
Tina get ones too, doesn't she?
Oh yeah, I got a chaos coin. Woo!
Harnack's
Nice.
in his knee is
You did.
not aware of the Stork situation. Ow!
What is your initiative with that nat 1, Hardknock?
It is 1.
Oh,
Harnock also has a 10 dexterity.
Yep. To be
Hey.
fair, he's got an 11.
okay.
Yeah, that definitely beats me. I'm at a 10, so
We're very
the less
dexterous here.
the less dexterous one isn't blind, so that's the only reason I'm okay.
All right. So, Tina, that puts you at top of the order. You're 1 round of movement away from getting into the room where Storic is.
And Storic just said, "I need help. Get me help in here."
Yes, that is correct.
All right. Well, since Tina has been kind of leading Harnock with a hand, and he says tripped, bonked his toe on nothing, or sprained his ankle, whatever it may be, is just now on the ground, half saying obscenities. He's just like,
Ah,
"That's not good," and is going to grab hold of Harnock and is actually going to use Misty Step to bring them directly into the torchlight and right behind where Storic's torch is.
So
Okay.
you can't transport another creature with Misty Step.
Unfortunately, then it's just me, and Tina will be like, "Come on, guys," as she just mystifies it.
Okay. So Tina yeets herself out and into Misty Step gives you what, 30 foot?
60 foot.
Mhm.
60 foot. Okay. Yeah,
30.
so that'll get you.
It's 30.
I thought it was 30.
Oh, is
But-
it?
Yeah, it's
my fault.
30.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll get you into the room. Action, right? Because Misty Step requires you to use like action or bonus action, or is it part of your movement?
It is bonus action.
It's a bonus action.
Perfect. So you Misty Step as bonus action. That'll leave you with some movement left. Are you trying to get up next to Storic or just into the room?
Tina will be just in the room, so I can kind of see him with like someone like half grabbed onto him. Correct?
Yep.
Has anyone ever told you you're not supposed to pick up chicks in dangerous basements? Tina
Hey,
just says,
it's not wrong to pick up chicks in a dungeon.
But in a crypt.
There's a whole show that taught me that.
I was just getting ready to make that joke too.
And Tina is actually going to just say this is a note moment, and is going to fling a firebolt at the pale lady who is currently trying to take a bite out of my boy.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your firebolt.
All
Don't
right.
king shame Stork. You know what he's into.
That is a 21 to hit.
Okay.
It will be 2d10. If that hits, does it hit?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Okay. 6. That is going to be 7 fire damage. A 6 and a 1.
Okay. So she lets out this loud screech, like a just pained screeching noise. And when she does, you see the two lids on the other two daises flick open. Another pale lady at the opposite end. And in the middle, something a little more beefy, like Vampire Daddy. He just pops up and out of there. And they're going to end up in initiative as well. Is that going to be EOT for you, Tina?
Tina is going to, as soon as she throws the firebolt successfully over his shoulder, is feeling good about herself, and just sees those two pop. Well, here's the two popping, glances over, and just open mouth, just like, uh-oh, and is going to step backwards 30. It's going to step back 20 feet back into Brill and just be like, Brill, and kind of half put her right in front of herself, since she's much beefier than Tina. She's not small and frail. And that'll be my turn.
All right. So,
First time someone's ever called Brill beefy.
Yeah.
Go beefy.
all right. So it is the first little vampire's turn here. And I know that one doesn't hit, but that one does. So it's a miss from a claw, Storic, but I've got a nat 20 for 26 on a bite.
That's a hit.
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
Good to know they need to roll a 19 to hit me, though.
Yep. You've got necrotic damage. Your
Sorry, how
maximum
much was
hit
that?
points are reduced by 7. 6 piercing, 7 necrotic, and a negative 7 to your max HP.
That's not great.
You feel this sort of venomous sting in your neck, and it's very almost instant. That necrotic damage sort of spreads across your skin, and you can feel that poison working inside of you. Like, it is very, very quick. And that's going to be the end of her turn. Brill, it is now you. Go ahead.
Oh, wait, never mind. She did. No, she hit me. I was gonna riposte, but I forgot she did hit me. And
yeah, she did.
She needs to miss for me to do that.
Yep, missed one, hit the other. So you could riposte the missed claw if you'd like.
I'll save the superiority die, actually.
All right. Brill, it is your turn.
Cool. How far from the room is Brill?
I would say if you needed one round to get there, probably what's your movement? About 30 foot?
Okay. Brill's gonna 30 foot and then rogue bonus action 30 foot.
Okay.
Not getting all the way but so that she can get a little ways into the room, maybe like 10 feet into the room beyond Tina.
Okay.
And she's gonna unsling her nifty bow and take a shot at the one that just bit Storic with her new bow.
Okay.
Ooh. That is not gonna hit with a 9.
No, it is not.
So arrow streaks past, probably blindingly light from the radiant magic, but still misses, and that's my turn.
Okay. So the second smaller vampire up on the end, it is their turn. And they're going to get up and make their movement towards you, Brill. Hi, son. Let's see. 2 attacks. The first one is a 21. Does 21 hit?
It does.
Okay, so that'll be 8 slashing.
Okay.
And I do not believe a 10 hits you, so the second attack will miss. So just the 8 slashing there.
Cool.
And Storic.
All right. Storic is going to swing at this one that just bit him with his sword of force.
Okay. Let's do it.
That is a unnatural 20.
That will hit.
All right. So that is going to, and I'm going to go ahead and make that a goading attack. So it needs to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 16, or it will have disadvantage on attack rolls against everyone other than me until the end of my next turn.
Wisdom saving throw. That is a 12.
All right, so that's a failure. So I get to add that to the damage too. 3, 25. Damn. So that is 10 piercing damage, or 10 slashing damage, magical, and 17 force damage.
Okay. Okay.
Then I will go ahead and step over towards the big guy.
All right. So you're going to take off. All right. Well, that doesn't hit you anyway, so you're good. She tries to swipe at you when you pull back.
Yep. And then I'm going to rinse and repeat. Swing at the big guy with the sword of force and hopefully hit and do another goading.
Okay.
It's a 25 to hit.
I believe, yes, I think it. Go ahead.
All right. Do another goading attack. Nice. 21 magical slashing this time, and 17 force.
Okay. Let's see. Yes, that does hit.
And then I will use my bonus action to Misty Step to Brill.
Okay. All right.
Right next to Brill.
Perfect.
And that's EOT for me.
All right. It is the Vampire Daddy's turn then.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And did he pass the save on the goading attack?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He definitely did. So he's just gonna do a like a low, raspy chuckle when he comes up out of his resting place, and he's going to take a couple of steps towards you. And I would like you to make me a wisdom saving throw, Brill, please.
Me? What did I do?
You revealed the secret weapon.
Okay, that's it's solid. It's 17. If a 17 fails, we're all dead anyways. I don't like that face.
I feel like a 17 just failed. Don't want to alarm anybody here.
All right, Brill. You are charmed by Vampire Daddy and his sparkling skin. You
Brill
now,
isn't into guys.
well,
He's an exception.
necessarily find him attractive. She just finds him charming. Like, hey, I could be friends with this guy. In fact, you think he is your trusted friend and he needs to be heeded and protected.
Okay.
And you're not under his control, but its requests or actions are extremely favorable.
Yep.
And you're willing to let him bite you if he's hungry. Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah, sure.
I
guess.
You want me to say?
No, I know how they work. You're good.
All right, friend. So you're friends with Sparkle Boy now. And he's just gonna chuckle and say, I knew I was going to make friends on this day. And he will do some regeneration, and then Arnok, it'll be your turn.
Oh, good. Oh, we're fighting. Oh, God. How did I miss that? So it's going to take my full movement to get into the room with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I see enough light that I know where I'm going, right?
Yeah, you can see the torch.
Okay. All right, Hyrax and enter the room. And now his hackles are raised because I'm gonna say he probably recognizes what these are.
He probably does, but does Harnock have hackles like Reznor?
In his own way.
His goldfish scales are standing on end.
He does the shoulder flexing for his hackles.
All right.
So do I notice anything wrong with Brill?
Do you notice anything wrong with the bro?
With Brill.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. You have to give me some sort of dice magic to find out if you do or don't.
What would you like? You want insight? You want?
Yep, let's do it. Let's call it an insight.
Insight. Good. I like insight rolls. 23.
Yeah, you figure out that Brill's pretty misty-eyed right now.
That's not good. Don't like that at all. Hmm. Oh no. Oh no. I don't have anything more of that. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to use Aura Vitality.
Okay.
So healing energy radiates from me in an aura within 30 feet.
Okay.
Until the spell ends, it moves with me, centered on me, and I can use a bonus action to cause one creature in the aura to regain 2d6 HP.
Okay.
So I'll, do I see Stork injured?
Oh, yes. There's like a big black necrotic spot on his stony neck.
Alright. I'm going to use my bonus action to give him 2d6 healing.
Okay.
That would be 6 total.
So you get 6 back.
Cool.
Stork.
Yeah, I'm only missing 1 health now, I think.
There you go.
Yeah, something like
1
that.
actual.
I'm gonna... Sorry, I gotta reread Harnock notes real quick. Yep, that's it. That'll be Harnock's turn.
All right. That's the end of Harnock's turn. That puts us back at the top of the order with Tina.
Tina, after having backed up after coming in and taking a shot, and all of a sudden 1 turned to 3. After backing up and just kind of taking a moment and be like, okay, she's going to move on forward to a good position that's kind of like right behind Brill at this. Well, actually, Brill got a little bit more in, so pretty much at the doorway, just in. And Tina's going to bask in the aura of that vitality. Thank you very much. And seeing how this is looking like a not so great situation, Tina is going to cast a magic missile in order to continue to parpret the initial vampire that Storic was already been cutting up and slashing up.
Okay.
Not specifically knowing that these are vampires, though, but just continuing damage the one thing we've already hit. So it is going to be 3 bolts at her for 4 damage apiece.
Okay.
Full force
3
damage.
12.
Yes.
I'm amused that Daddy bites a lot. That fucks me up. That's good stuff. I love it. I dig it.
It's a great.
All right.
It's a great spell.
It's a great one. We're gonna call him that from now on. Daddy bites a lot.
I think by the end of this, all of us are going to be calling him Daddy Bites a lot.
Something like that, I think. Yeah. All right. Is that going to be EOT from you, Tina?
Is any of them directly on top of one of my allies right now? Like, not necessarily grabbing him, but like right next to him within claw slashing distance?
No. The closest one to you is about 30 foot, and that is Sparkle Boy.
Okay. Then that will be my turn, as I can't hold my bonus action.
Yep. All right. So the one that you just peppered full of magic missiles will get into melee range with you.
Oh, how dare you!
Sorry.
It has
He goes
to pass
after you.
me and Brill,
Nat
right?
20.
It has to pass by me and Brill to get to Valentina, correct?
Yeah, she's just gonna come up in like your area because you guys are kind of all grouped together. Does that make sense?
Oh, Val's like 10 feet back from Brill and I in the doorway, correct? Okay.
I think so.
So
Yeah.
So if it's passing by us, would we get a chance for attack of opportunities?
No, she's not going all the way back. She's just coming up to the group.
Okay,
She's
I thought
coming-
she was coming up to Val specifically.
No, she just is coming for you because she's giving you this big sparkle girl grin and thinks that you're pretty and she wants to keep you as her friend forever. So she's going to try to do that.
Oh, please
Okay.
no.
Lovely.
So that doesn't hit, but
Well, what
That-
was it? I don't exactly have a high AC. I'm at
it's
13.
not you. It's not you, Tina. It's Stork.
Oh, okay.
She's already sunk her with Stork, so she's trying. She makes a couple of swipes at you, Stork. And with your high ass AC, both of those miss you. So that's going to be her turn.
I'll riposte on the second one.
Okay, go for it.
It's 18 on the die. 26.
26 will hit, yes.
All right. For 7 magical slashing, 17 force.
She is G-stringed.
Okay.
All right. So that's the end of her turn. And Brill.
So did Daddy Bites a Lot actually like tell me to do something, or did he just charm me at this point?
He just charmed you and said that you two are going to be friends.
Okay. Brill's gonna bonus action disengage and go to a far corner of the room and shoot an arrow at one of the, probably at the G-stringed one to be safe and take it out.
Okay.
That's a 23.
That'll hit.
And it's sneak attack and a bunch of radiant damage, and it was G-string, so I'm not gonna roll.
Yeah, don't worry. He's done, but you pissed off Daddy Bites a Lot, and he just shakes his finger at you.
Oh no!
Oh,
Don't be
no.
mad. I didn't hurt you.
Now you got to say, "Daddy, sorry."
Sorry, Daddy. Guys, why are we fighting?
God damn. Oh my god, I can't fucking deal with you. Is that the end of your turn, Brill?
Yes.
Oh, I bet you never in your life thought you were going to say, "I'm sorry, Daddy," to a vampire tonight, did you? Oh my
Woo!
I would probably agree, but then again, Baldur's Gate 3 came out within the last 4 weeks, so there's probably been thoughts of that already with Mr. Astorian.
All right.
As soon as
So
you said Vampire Daddy, that's the face that I have stuck for him. Thanks for that, by the way.
No spoilers.
have-
Billy hasn't
Well,
played.
I've got Carlisle from Twilight.
You're both wrong. I've got the image. I'll send it to you after the session. All
I
right.
don't know why you guys were doing that. I just pictured Edward from Twilight.
That was originally the first one, but it grew.
All right. You fuckers. It is the second little vampire, not Vampire Daddy, but the other one. It is her turn. And, oh, son of a bitch, I just flung my dice across the room. That's awesome.
Everyone's all flustered with Vampire Daddy.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. All right. So she's going to come up. Stork, you're still in the front, so you're your target, boy.
That's fine.
And you're going to get... This one does hit, I know for sure. 12 piercing, 14 necrotic. And 14 reduced from your maximum
HP
HP.
reduction.
Yep, 14.
Yep.
And the second one does not hit. But it is your turn now.
Lovely. Stork's not looking great, guys.
I don't know. According to, if you were looking through Brill's eyes, she's really digging this right now.
Oh my god.
All right.
It's been
and you
4
said
weeks, everybody. We're here now.
you said it's Stork's turn now.
It is Stork's turn, yes.
All right. We'll go for a little vengeance here.
Let's do it.
I'm going to, make my first attack with the sword. 23.
That'll hit.
I'd like
Is
to
this
make that a
Stork
trip.
paladin art?
I'd like to make this a trip attack. It needs to make a strength saving throw, DC 16.
Okay. Hey, we're good at those. 16. You just barely, because this is only a +3 to strength, so he doesn't get
Right.
tripped, but you still tear his ass up.
All right. That is going to be 5, 10 magical slashing, 17 force. I will go ahead and make another attack with my extra attack.
Okay,
25.
that'll hit.
And I'll spend my last superiority dice to attempt another trip attack.
Okay. Got a 17 this time.
Fuck. All right. So that is 7 plus 6, 18 magical slashing, 17 force.
Okay.
And I'm going to action surge. Go for 2 more. 16 to hit.
Yes.
16 hits.
Yes.
All right. 6 slashing, 17 force.
You kill it.
Cool. And I'll take my last attack on Daddy.
Okay.
Not as great. 16 again.
Meets it, beats it.
Thank God. Same damage. 6 and 17.
He's not amused with you. Is that the end of your turn?
That is EOT for me. I am out
All right.
of actions.
Well, he's not amused with you. You're right there in his face. He doesn't really appreciate that. He's gonna tell Brill, like, hey, I thought we were friends here. I'm gonna need you to keep your friends off of me. Okay? Thanks. And he's gonna see if he can get you to Stork. We'll see if he knows. Oh, well, he's gonna do another thing first.
And you think that's just a rad idea out here?
I do think it's so rad. All right. 18 and 9 should hit you. 18 and 9 should hit you, if I'm correct. Stork.
18 plus 9? Yeah, that hits.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to take 8 bludgeoning damage from the first. And the second is going to do nothing because that's a natural 1.
All right. Storik is bleeding out on right now, gang.
Are you 0
He's still
HP?
standing, but I'm below half. Below half.
Oh, you're bloodied.
You're bloody. Though.
Beautifully
All
bloodied.
right.
Don't say your G string in front of Daddy. This
Oh, no, don't do that.
Stop. God damn it. The last session we played, we had magnum-sized gauntlets, and now this one you got G-strings and vampire daddies. All right. That's the end of his turn. Harnock, it is yours.
All right. Things aren't looking great for my boy.
They're not. They're not looking great for your boy at all.
So quick question.
I might have a quick answer.
So with Healing Word being a cantrip for me, can I cast it at spell levels still, or is it stuck at cantrip level?
Oh.
Do what? I'm sorry?
So with
can you upcast it?
Yeah, can I increase the spell level on Healing Word now that it's a cantrip?
I would think so. You could, as long as you have the spell slots get higher.
Okay. I was making sure because I just wanted to make sure with it being a cantrip now that I can still do that. All right, I'm going to cast Healing Word on my boy at 3rd level. So that's going to be 3d4 plus my spellcasting mod, which is plus...
Fingers crossed it's just like I did with the...
Is my spellcasting mod plus 7?
I think your wisdom's above 20, right? It's like a 24.
Yeah, it is a 20.
But I believe, do you have the gear that gave you like the +3 to it, like a couple of us did, or was it the gear, the enchanted gear you got, the one for cantrips with Healing Word?
No, it turned it into a cantrip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, no, it's just my wisdom. Okay, it's +5. I was in the wrong spot for it. D4, so 3d4 plus 5. That's 14 HP back.
Hey, that's nice.
Yeah, but you're reduced to
No
21
longer
from
bloody.
your max.
Yeah, I mean...
Yep. So I'm 7 below my current max.
Yeah, not too bad.
Is Sork the only one that's been hit so far?
Brill took 1 hit.
Yep. Yeah, Brill did, but...
You're being kind of
Brill's
glossy-eyed over there. I don't know.
Oh, it gets better.
I'll use my bonus action to give another 2d6 healing to Stork. That's 7 HP on the dot.
That's a fuck you, Brill.
Don't use
Here,
your
have
bonus
some healing.
for- Don't use your...
Vampire Daddy is very focused on Stork right now.
Stork's at current max.
What?
All right.
Current max?
That's
Wait.
EOT.
Well, he's been bit by a vampire twice.
Yeah, it's 21 lower than it was to start.
Yeah.
All right. Harnock, that's EOT for you. Tina, it is your turn.
Oh, wonderful. Sorry, finishing up an Oreo that I literally just stuffed in my mouth. Delicious. I'm sorry. So Tina is going to take good note that she just watched Storic get like completely bloodied in all aspects, and then Harnock just looks at the flesh and is like, no. It pretty much tells Storic, no, you don't get to bleed anymore. You're standing strong. You're a good boy. Don't be beguiled by Sparkle Daddy over here. And Tina is just going to basically say, I can't use any of my AoEs, so I can only do what is very useful. And I'm going to throw another firebolt at Vampire Daddy. I'm probably going to regret this, but she don't know that is Big Bad Vampy Daddy.
Yep. Let's do it.
I just want to say, everybody, if he turns around, looks at me, and says, "You know what? You look like a classy wizard," throw a fireball in the room. I'm very sorry. I'm gonna use that chaos coin that I got earlier from the Nat 20.
You roll a shitty.
Oh,
You just
no.
nat one yourself. Good
No,
Lord.
no, I got a 4 and re-rolled it into a 3. So that is actually going to be that misses. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, that's really rough. He just kind of
'Cause
laughs at you.
13, because that 3 turns into a 13, 7 plus proficiency. So yeah, no, Tina just gonna be after throwing that, be like, yeah, I'm just as embarrassed as as embarrassed about that too. But could you do me the favor of, and is going to kind of point at Vampire Daddy, and I'm gonna request a strength saving throw, as I'm going to push him 5 feet back in towards his coffin.
All right. Strength saving throw. I've got a
DC
dirty
18.
13.
Yep, you win. Grr.
Well, he wouldn't be Vampire Daddy if he didn't. Is that the end of your turn, Tina?
Yeah, that'll be the end of my turn, as he just kind of flexes his pecs and is like, "No, I don't move."
Yeah. All right, Brill. What you doing?
Brill's gonna look at Stork because he's the one who's been hurting Daddy, and try to put him under her evil eye.
Yes.
Which means I need Stork to make a charisma saving throw with a DC, I think, of 13.
Oh, Stork is just full of charisma. This is easy.
Hey, this is doable. I add 1 to this.
Yeah, there you go. It's more than Hardock adds.
That's a 7.
Okay. So Brill is then going to run between you and Vampire Daddy and try to shove you backwards.
Oh, this one, well.
And before you roll, I'm gonna spend a jinx point. You have disadvantage on the roll, with my curse of the inept.
Okay.
Damn.
All right. So we're doing strength. We're doing athletics checks.
Yep. And it's gonna be pretty hard for you to lose, because with disadvantage or not, you can't really go lower than a nat 1.
I got a 17 on the first roll and a nat 20 on the second. So you stole a chaos coin from me.
But yeah, Brill like positions herself and tries to push you back and is like, "Guys, the bad ones are gone. What are you doing?"
Ooh, I dig it. You did kill them. They're dead. All right. Is that EOT for you, Brill?
Yeah, that's bonus action.
All right. Okay, Stork. It's your turn. You've got Brill in between you and Vampire Daddy.
Okay. I am going to take a step around Brill and keep slashing at Vampire Daddy.
Okay. Are you leaving Brill square?
I doubt it. I mean, I'm between.
Since Brill's like right between us, and I was in melee range last time, I think I can probably just step diagonally. I will bonus action Hex Brill and give Brill disadvantage on strength checks.
Okay.
And then swing at Vampire Daddy.
Okay.
21.
That'll hit.
6 and 17 for the damage. I keep rolling 1s on my D8.
That is unfortunate.
Good thing you got that 4.
And then I'll take my extra attack. 21.
That'll hit.
Much better. 9 and 17.
Nine and 17.
Yep.
Okay. Is that EOT?
And that's EOT. Not going to take any movement.
Okay, so we're going to do
5-foot
a
step up.
legendary action here and see if we can do that before the turn. Let's see. Does 25 hit you? Stork.
25 matches.
Okay, so meets it, beats it. All right, so you'll take...
Yeah, 25 is a match.
All right, so you're going to take 8 bludgeoning damage. And that was on the end of your turn, so now it will be the vampire's turn. 1 hit, 1 miss, so you'll take another 8 bludgeoning. So 16 total bludgeoning damage.
Cool.
And I think that is the end of his turn. Harnock.
Man. Really wish I had called cast protection from evil and good before he got charmed.
You can cast it on him now and give him another save.
It says if he's making saves. Or on any new saving throws. Yeah. Was not expecting Daddy to do that. Why, Daddy? Why?
Yeah, it would give them advantage on any new saving throw, but they have to be able to make that saving throw first.
Yeah, I had to have it on before.
Yep.
Uh,
If only we had banishment.
If only.
If only we had banishment.
Little known fact, banish them to another plane of existence, the charm breaks.
Alright, Harnock's going on the offensive now. I'm going to cast Moonbeam at 2nd level.
Oh, wait a minute, that's right. That's when they'd have the advantage. That's why it would be good to use protection. Okay.
Moonbeam on Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And Ghost and whenever creature enters the spell area for the first time, their turn starts in it. Ghostly flames cause searing pain. Must make a con saving throw, or it takes 2d10 radiant damage, or half if it makes a save.
No more healing.
Oh, what do you mean no more healing?
No, I meant for the vampire. He's stuck in radiant damage as long as we keep him in there.
Don't you worry. Until I become part of Daddy's crew, I'm healing.
Yeah, I'm surprised Daddy didn't look at him and was like, "You look like you know how to make someone feel good." And
we were about to have a Zoolander moment. Take his mask off.
Valentina disapproves the tease.
All right, but that does end Aura of Vitality because now I'm concentrating on Moonbeam.
Okay. What's the save? What's the save for Moonbeam?
Constitution.
Is it
sorry.
Or
DC,
on their turn?
On their turn.
Okay.
That'll be a DC 15.
Okay.
I believe if you cast it on top of something, they would also take it right away too, because that's technically the first time they're in it.
Yeah.
But
What's the half? What's the half?
Half. Okay, so 2d10.
That's considered on the turn.
So 11. So half of that.
Okay.
That is EOT.
All right, Tina.
All right, Tina is going to kind of hold up a hand now that there's a nice bright light down here in what was dark. This is like, God, it's bright. And is going to... I'm going to ask for another strength saving throw. I'm going to push him 5 feet further back towards his coffin, towards the back of the moonbeam. DC 18.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Does it go through, or did he save?
No, he saves.
Oh, okay, never mind. Unfortunate. Vampire Daddy's very strong. Got you. Okay. She's going to actually kind of move around the group and get onto the edge. So that way, she can get a nice only hitting Mr. Vampire Daddy with a cone of a Rhymes Binding Ice.
Okay.
So, burst of cold energy emanating from the 30-foot cone. I need a con saving throw. On a failed save, takes 3d6 cold damage and is hindered by ice formations for a minute, or until another creature within reach of it uses an action to break away in ice. If they're hindered by ice in this way, their speed is reduced to 0. On a successful save, they only take half as much damage.
Okay. What's the DC?
18.
Got a dirty 20.
Unfortunate.
He's got some good numbers. He wouldn't be Vampire Daddy if he didn't.
Oh, yes, I know.
Do you see those abs?
I'm not paying attention intentionally, okay? It's already hot enough in this room. 5 cold damage already reduced.
5 cold, you got it.
And Tina's going to use the last of her movement to get, like, kind of back behind Storic, because just blasting a giant cone of ice has probably gotten Frosty Daddy, like, half looking over his shoulder, like, didn't ask to be cold.
No, he didn't ask to be cold.
Vampire Daddy gets +6 abs to each stat.
Frosty Daddy also now has +5 to persuasion and performance checks, because now he's looking frosty sparkly.
Now he's glistening. He's literally
now he's
cooler than
glistening.
before.
he is oiled up now.
Yeah, he looks like one of them oiled up custodians without their armor on.
Vampire Daddy removes his shirt and Brill faints.
EOT.
It's the Fabios of vampires right here. You got what's going on.
Tina pulls off her hat and is currently just, like, whoo, it's warm in here. That ice melt is nothing.
All right. If that's good for Tina, that's Brill. Your turn.
I mean, at this point, I think it's similar. Brill's gonna be like, guys, seriously, stop it, and I guess try to push Doric out. I don't think she would outright, like, stab him with a dagger.
Probably not. She might.
Don't really get blood on Daddy's shirt.
I mean, she's not gonna murder her friend though without real reason. Like, she's confused why you guys are fighting, I assume. If you think it's more accurate for her to make an attack, she'll do that.
Yeah, it's more accurate for her to do whatever you decide she would do. She's your character.
Okay. Okay, yeah, she's gonna give it one more try of trying to shove Storic out of the way, and she rolled a 10. Wait, do I have disadvantage on this from Hex, or is it saving throws?
You're muted, Stork.
Disadvantage on checks only from Hex.
Okay. So that's a 5.
Alright, do I still have disadvantage from your Evil Eye Jinx thing?
No, that
Or is
was
that just
a
one time?
one-time for my reaction and for a Jinx point. You are still cursed, but that only gives me sneak attack if I attack you.
Okay, then that is a failure for you.
Okay,
Because that's
yep.
a 12 for Storic.
Does not push Storic.
She tries, though.
Yep.
Give her credit.
girl reaches into Harnock's bag for some of the honey and rubs it on Daddy's abs.
But I think that's just turn. I don't think she has a bonus action she can. I mean, she could dodge, but I don't think there's a feasible reason for her to here. She doesn't see
Fair.
anyone in the room as a threat.
Okay, that's fair. Stork, it's your turn.
All right. We're going to rinse and repeat here. We're going to go for the sword. Jeez. 22.
That'll hit.
6 and 17. I'll use my
Okay.
extra attack to make a shove to attempt to knock Daddy prone.
Okay.
We're taking this to the ground.
I do not have the grease spell prepared for this.
We're on the wrong platform.
That
for
is a 21 on the athletics check.
We're gonna legendary resist this failed saving throw.
Well, at
It's
least
not a
you
saving
were
throw,
able to
it's
force one of those.
athletics checks.
It's fair. That is fair. It's not a save. It's a check,
Mhm.
isn't it?
Ooh.
Yep.
We're not gonna resist it then. So he'll be,
Mm-hmm.
looking luxurious on his back, one knee propped up, one elbow just sits there,
Stork
His
struggle.
Mhm.
Stork struggles to bring him down. He just like,
Mhm.
okay, fine. If you want to go down to the ground, lays down himself.
Valentina makes create water over both of them. Oh no!
Nope. Val is currently still fanning. It's too hot in here.
Is that the end of your turn, Stork?
I'm gonna bonus action second wind.
Okay.
Get some health back.
Okay.
I gained
Go
12
ahead and
health
do
back.
that. All right, perfect. So that's EOT for you then, yeah?
That is EOT.
All right. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, Daddy.
Say a prayer for me here, because I only had one.
Oof.
Praying to Aurelia right now.
14.
All right. So you're down on the ground, you're rolling around with Vampire Daddy, and he just looks at you and he caresses your face with the back of his hand and he says, "Now, Storic, you don't want to do that, do you? You just want to be friends." And he just really just gives you a soft, gentle, loving touch. You want to join us. You want to be one of us. One of us. And now you're going to be charmed by Vampire Daddy too.
Things are getting freaky.
Okay.
All right.
Thought I was your favorite.
You're both my favorite. There's enough Sparkle King to go around.
There's enough Daddy to share.
I wasn't going to say it, but I was going to imply it.
Oh, god
All right.
damn it.
Harnock, your turn.
Does Daddy take damage from Moonbeam?
I believe you're still in, it's still that area, yeah.
Okay.
Is it 11?
Do I roll
Oh,
every
so do
time?
I. So do I, actually. You roll it every
Yep.
time, but I take the damage as well because I'm in there.
That is 19.
So let me give you my con.
Yep, con saves.
It's a nat 1!
Oh no!
I'm going to say that doesn't beat the 15.
Glad
That's a big 19 damage right for Moonbeam, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh boy.
2d10 radiant. 19
Yep.
radiant damage.
Glad-
I could not have rolled higher
I
unless
did
I
a
rolled.
second wind.
Good call.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right,
your max is small now.
So Vampire Daddy, he just kind of looks at you and through this moonbeam, and he looks at Storic, and he just rubs Storic's cheek, and he says, "You'll be one of us soon." And when he drops to 0 hit points, he goes into a misty form and kind of fa la 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 la. Out.
Right back into the place he was just resting at.
Fa la 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 la.
Crap.
Well,
And he's back.
maybe. So that will uncharm Storic. That will uncharm Brill.
Oh.
But Storic, you are really struggling with this poison from the vampire bite that you got. Like, it is worked its way through you. Your veins kind of have turned necrotic and black looking there. And you feel very lightheaded, very woozy, like you feel like something is definitely wrong here.
I think we need to rest a bit. I could lay down. And Storic just lays down and closes his eyes right where he is.
I mean, that's fair. All right.
Does Harnock recognize what's happening?
Does Brill recognize what happened?
I don't know. What do your dice say?
What would you like on that?
Insight.
Insight again? I like insight rolls.
You know what? I will take a total risk it.
Brill gets a 10, I guess.
Harnock gets a dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, Harnock, you realize that this poison is setting into Storic. He's on his way to becoming Vampire Daddy Jr. ? He's going to be Edward to Carlisle, I suppose.
Harnock will rush over and do what he can to try and help his little buddy.
I'm not sure Harnock has the tools and capabilities to stop what's happening here.
It would probably still be a moment where Harnock's going to try.
Yeah, of course.
He'll just keep talking. He'll do everything in his power to either heal him or see if he knows the knowledge of if there's a way to stop it.
You could try to heal him. I mean, Storic does have some damage off of him from Moonbeam, so you could attempt to heal. But you notice, like, his natural resolve is completely diminished. He's very, very sickly and susceptible at this point, so it's probably best to try to get him upstairs, maybe, into a place where he can rest.
I'll relay that, and then seeing as we are just overloaded with strength with the three of us remaining.
Well, so if you give me an hour, there's something I could potentially do about that.
How big is the hallway that we came from?
I don't know building dimensions. It's like a hallway. It's like a rounded.
Probably about
Like
10
kind
feet
of-
across.
Do we
Yeah.
think an ox could fit through it?
Yes? ?
The stairs down here support an ox.
Also a question.
They're stone. I mean, it was stone steps to go down.
Okay.
It wasn't wood, so it should.
I'm gonna turn to the other two and say either set him on top of me or tie him to me, and I'm gonna wild shape into an ox.
Okay. Yeah, so you do that. You wild shape into an ox. Brill, Valentino, what do you do with Harnock? Do you try to, pick him up, or do you tie him to Harnock?
I don't think either of us are strong enough to pick him up, even together.
We can try.
I will definitely try with you.
There's not much else we can do. So I assume like Harnock like gets down and we're gonna try to like grab under Storic's arms and pull him onto this ox. I picture like the ox sitting.
Yeah, like Babe the Blue Ox you've got here.
How beefy is
Storic's
this man?
Storic's total weight with gear is 322 pounds.
I can push, pull, or drag 150 pounds.
And that, what's the push pull again? 15 times 2? Or 50, the 15 times 2 times strength?
Yeah, I
Something
believe
like
it's
that.
15 times strength score is your push, drag, pull.
I
So
think
I
that one
think-
was your weight.
15 times strength score is 15 times strength score is your carry weight. 15 times strength score times 4 is push pull drag.
Oh, then,
Got you.
Then I can drag you. I have a 10, so that would give me like I can drag like 600 pounds.
Yeah, I can drag like under 450, so I'll be able to help you get it up there. So we can do this.
All right,
There's
so
just-
Brill, give me athletics at advantage, DC 14.
19.
All right, yeah, so you guys can get Stork picked up and put on top of the back of Babe Box here. And yeah, you do that.
I think when Storic's being moved, like Storic's not unconscious. He just went to sleep. When he starts to get moved, Did you finish him off? Is he gone?
Yeah. I mean, he's gone. I still don't fully get why you guys were attacking him. He seemed like a really cool guy.
Well, all I can tell you is that he turned into like gray smoke afterwards, and for some reason I'm pretty sure I know what that means, but I just have no idea what the hell that means.
It was really rude of you guys.
Can I make a religion check to see what I know about vampires?
Sure.
Or an arcana or something?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. That's a 21.
So you know that vampires are awesome and they sparkle really nicely. They retain memories from their former life. Emotional attachments become twisted. Love turns to obsession. Friendships become bitter jealousy. In place of emotion, vampires pursue physical symbols of what they crave. So if they're like craving love, they might fixate on a beautiful lady. A vampire focused on youth may become, objectify and want a child. Others, things like books or items as torture devices or trophies from creatures they have killed seems to be something they really enjoy. Most vampire victims become vampire spawn, ravenous creatures with hunger for blood, but under the control of the vampire that created them. And every vampire remains bound to a coffin, crypt, or grave site where they must rest by day. If it did not really receive a formal burial, it must lie beneath a foot of earth at the place of its transition to undeath. So, and vampires don't require air. So,
Okay.
You kind of realize, Storic, that this transformation that you're undergoing is not going to be stopped, and your friends need to get you into something safe, whether they bury you or take one of these empty now coffins.
I just lay me down in the earth.
I don't think you're dead, Stork.
No, but he's getting there.
I will be.
Stork's natural life force is definitely fading.
I'm-
Harnock, you're mental enough to realize.
You want us to bury you alive?
That sounds strange.
What does Brill know
I-
about? Can Brill roll to know about vampires?
What is actually going on right now with you?
This is very
Stork
strange,
just starts
Stork.
crawling towards one of the coffins. Stork just starts crawling towards one of the empty coffins.
Just roll right off of the ox.
Clang, clang, clang.
Playing out.
What's going-
Crashes into the ground.
Brill,
Tina's
you said
holding-
you want to see what you can know, Brill? What you're asking?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
does getting bit by a vampire turn one into a vampire? Should we bury him or put him out of? Brill doesn't know anything. Brill rolled a 6.
Brill probably, you're right, doesn't know anything.
Yeah, maybe that might be a 10 with mods, depending on the roll. It's Brill doesn't know what's going on, and this is a very strange request.
So Stork's not on Harnock anymore.
Nope.
So Harnock's gonna revert back. And so I mean, you said Harnock knows what's happening, so Harnock's gonna relay it.
Oh.
Yep. Harnock knows. You know that if that Stork is in fact going to lose his mortal life, the vampire poison is taking over. You know, his health points are dropping pretty much by the minute. He's becoming more weary and, you know, more lethargic, sluggish, and he's trying to crawl to one of the empty coffins. So
Tina, upon that relation, is going to kind of like look off at Stark for a moment and with a slight little unknown kinship for a moment, she's actually going to kind of go over and like try picking him up and helping him and like kind of have to do what she can to help get him into one of these coffins.
okay.
As
Yeah,
this is all too familiar.
I'd say you'd be able to give him assistance. Like he's actively moving and dragging himself, so you'd be able to kind of like shoulder him.
I'll like do the shouldering and concentrate on using my my telekinetic ability to kind of like help heft and all that. I'm gonna strain everything to help it.
Sure, yeah. So you're able to do that for Stork, and you guys kind of figure out pretty quickly between what you know and listening to Stork that your friend is going to be changed forever from this encounter. So you're going to do what you need to do to help him, because he's still Stork in there somewhere, right?
For now.
Harnock's gonna
Stork hurt Daddy.
Harnock's gonna turn away and walk probably about 20 feet down the hallway, kind of away from everybody.
Yeah, you can do that. Valentina's going to help Stork into one of the empty coffins, and Harnock's going to walk away. Brill, what are you doing?
Probably following Harnock.
All right. So, what's this conversation look like? What's going through your mind, Harnock? Like, what are you experiencing right now?
So Harnock probably doesn't even realize Brill's behind him. He's gonna walk probably about halfway down. You can tell that his shoulders are very down, very defeated. And he's gonna kind of, out of nowhere, he's gonna slam his fist into the wall. And then he's gonna reach under his mask and he's gonna start like rubbing his eyes.
Okay. Brill, Brill, how do you take that?
This is probably the most emotion Brill has ever seen Harnock show, and is probably like dumbstruck, frozen for a second, despite everything else that's going on in her head with what just happened. And she probably doesn't say much for a minute as she just kind of stares at Harnock punching a wall.
Yeah, it's pretty out of character for him, isn't it? All right, so Tina, you're going to get Stork into one of the coffins. Stork, when you get in, you feel it. You feel your life force fading from you. You know what's happening. You feel the undeath replacing the life that once coursed through you. And Tina's going to get you tucked in. Tina, are you going to say anything to Stork as you kind of close the lid down on top of him?
Yeah, actually, Tina, as she's kind of helping him get in, and like, I'm going to guess for all intents and purposes, like for this one, Storik, does Storik look like he's gonna be comfortable? Is still in his gear, or are we putting him in like just in like the underbearings that usually is on underneath plate armor?
Storik sleeps standing up in his gear, so I think this isn't uncomfortable for him other than the dying.
All right, perfect. Well, we'll unstrap the gear that would otherwise be like making it like bulk out and all that shit. So like just like kind of like undo the sheath and put the sword in the sheath and like rest it in against your leg type shit. Shield probably at the feet, or like at the chest area. And as she's kind of like helping tuck Storik in, she's just gonna kind of talk kind of quietly as she's doing so. Really kind of quietly, but like that the most that can really come out is that she knows a little bit of what's going on. Only what Harnock's maybe said, but we'll see what we can do. I won't leave you behind just because you're just going to try and possibly drink my blood from here on out. Perhaps I'll have a way to help soon.
I'll be fine. Everything will be okay, Tina. And I think Storik dies. I think Storik says Tina, everything will be okay, and
Tina, the secret to life is.
And as Tina, as you look to Stork's eyes, they're just X's now.
color and everything. It just turns into a black and gray cartoon.
Tongue just hanging out of the corner of the mouth.
Yeah. So, Tina, you're there for Storik's last words. And you see all of the color sort of leave his stony face.
Tina will mark down his last words, which, as far as anyone else is concerned, was 420 yellow swag for Jesus. And close up the coffin and kind of stand there for a moment, and then she's gonna look over at like the mangled bodies of the other two vampires and is gonna be like, okay, you know what? This is not gonna be just left like this. So she's gonna start making the moves to drag them out of the place. And after doing that for about 5 minutes, is just gonna pile them on top of each other outside of the room. Burn them later, maybe.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so you closed the casket, so to speak, on Storik. Drag the bodies, and you get to the hallway where Brill and Dave, for once in your knowing of Harnock, is showing emotion. So what are you guys doing? What are you doing from here?
Brill will probably like reach out a hand and just lightly like touch Harnock's shoulder and be like, There was nothing any of us could have done. He was in there before we could catch up.
Harnock will kind of straighten up and not fully turn, and he'll say, "It's just another failure," and he'll walk off.
But that's not...
Woof.
Brill will stand for a second and then silently follow Harnock like 30 seconds to a minute later.
Okay. So you're gonna head back up. Back upstairs then. Let me get you the first floor at least opened here. Maybe. Dear internet, don't fail me now.
The internet's getting the feels now.
Yeah, the internet's got the feels. All right, let's get the first floor map up here. All right, you've got Storic resting in the basement. And you guys are back up these stairs here. These are the stone stairs that go down. Come back up. Where do you go?
So, I'm sorry, I don't remember how it was described. That middle area, is it open to the sky?
Kind of, yeah. It's got like a skylight kind of thing that's above it. Think of like a giant mansion with a greenhouse dome in the center on the top.
Okay. Harnock's probably going to... He's probably going to go sit there.
Okay. In the center there.
Yep.
Okay. Brill, Tina, where are you going?
So before Tina returns to the group, actually, while she's kind of standing, starting to like kind of try and catch up, she's gonna kind of glance back towards where Storic's resting and look forward towards everyone, and with a little bit of an idea in her mind, she's gonna kind of draw up her right sleeve, where that infernal tattoo appeared when she made a deal with that ever so kind red fellow, or better yet, Tiger Man. And while she's kind of staring and looking at it for a moment, just gonna say aloud, "What even am I supposed to do to start this? He said I am supposed to take his place. He had plenty of dealing makes and power to pass out like that. Can I help him with this?" And is just going to kind of sit there and ponder over it for a little bit.
Okay. So Tina's just kind of having a moment to herself because she's got her own things going on. What about you, Brill? What are you doing?
Brill is also probably having a moment to herself. It probably took a minute because her brain is still foggy from magic. But like after seeing Harnock like that, it kind of clicks that Brill wasn't really helping during that, and that something else was going on. She probably makes her way up to one of the bedrooms on the second floor. Right, there were like bedrooms up there, if I remember, that me and Fred had looted. And we'll probably just kind of like sit there and stare at the ceiling, and I don't know, maybe I asked for the wrong thing. And she's kind of having an internal moment as she thinks about how she's behaved and what she's wanted in life since coming back, and kind of for a moment takes a real look at the current present reality, and for the first time stops thinking about what used to be.
All right. That's fair. So everybody's sort of having a self-reflection moment. Harnock, you went off by yourself. What's your thought process? Like, what does your kind of reflection moment here look like?
So Harnock's kind of in the gazebo in the moon, or not the moon. He's looking at the moon, and he's really reflecting on his past, and basically the feeling of no matter where he is or what he does, everyone around him continues to die, and he always fails to save them. And is there like furniture in the gazebo?
Yeah, like think of wicker porch furniture with the nice cushions, sort of thing.
Harnock's gonna get probably super emotional again, and he's gonna wild shape into a panther, and he's kind of just gonna start ravaging the room.
Okay. So you're gonna tear up the gazebo in panther form.
Yep.
All right, that could be a thing. That's a thing. So each of you probably has about an hour off to yourself, self-reflection stuff. Who do you think breaks the silence first?
I feel like a better question is, does anyone break the silence?
You know, that is a good question. Do you just go to bed for the night and take yourself a long rest and deal with it later, or what?
I don't know about a long rest. I also don't know what happened to Fred, and he was kind of guiding us on the next step after this.
Fred's disappearance is very sus, and it makes perfect sense for the campaign. Tina and Harnock will remember this.
Harnock disapproves.
Yeah, I'm down for the long rest, but I will make the one possible small stipulation that Tina is going to spend all of her off time during these 3 days doing any and every amount of little tiny safe research that she can do, whether she's able to go and buy some books from the town nearby, not run into problems or things like that, and basically look into every telling that she can about.
There's a massive library in this house, so that way you don't have to go into town and
Perfect.
Reveal your intentions to understand vampirism.
Yep. Yeah, Tina will basically use that entire section as she can, and she's also going to think about ways to probably try and contact her deal maker, whatever way she can think of.
Okay.
But yeah, 3 days of absolute quiet and not responding to anybody, and just nods and head shakes, with random cups of tea being brought over from the kitchen, floating because of Woodhouse. Wonderful guy.
Okay. So
That's
Tina's
me.
going to spend 3 days doing some research. Harnock, you're spending 3 days doing what?
So he's gonna be definitely brooding. I mean, he walks around. He's definitely kind of a shell of his former self. I would say he's very not social, but he wasn't social to begin with. So, but he actually will probably end up spending a lot of time down where Stork's coffin is.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll pretty much go down there. I would say at least one of the times, as long as he's completely alone. and he'll actually remove his mask and apologize to Stork.
Woodhouse is
right.
following at this exact time. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All right. So Harnock spends 3 days pretty much watching over Storic. Brill, what do you spend 3 days doing?
I think Brill probably keeps mostly to herself too. But instead of watching over Storic and going down, Brill at some point on the second day is actually going to walk outside and just climb the outside of the building. And a lot of the time is going to be spent kind of looking out over the ocean toward the eye, like that island when we first showed up where the storm was. Just a lot of that self-reflection, probably taking off her glove and similar to Tina with her tattoos, focusing on the tattoos and the various deals that she has made to get what she wants and that she's really no closer to any of it. And kind of trying to decide what's next.
Okay. So you're at like a mutual point of contention here with losing Storic. Not like contention against each other, just, you know, overall, all of you feeling the first time since you've been adventuring together, you're like genuinely feeling the loss. Like you've had a couple of people that you were adventuring with kind of peel off and do their own thing. Those kind of rolled off your shoulder, but this is it's something very different because you were there, you watched it happen, and you couldn't stop it. And so you go through your 3 days, and you roll through your sets of grieving emotions through those days, each of you managing in a different way. Tina with her face in the books, Brill with her head in the clouds, and Farnock, kind of watching over Storic. And you get your long rest in, you get your 3 days of rest. And after 3 days, on the third, after the third day, the fourth day then, Harnock, when you go down to check on Storic, you will see Storic sitting up and kind of, a bit lethargic, a bit different, but sitting up, and, he's there when you come down.
Welcome back.
Things are a bit strange now. I can taste my blood on the ground. It's over there, isn't it? It smells so good.
You've become one of them now.
I'm still me. I'm still me, Harnock. There's no need to worry. You're safe.
Harnock's still very rigid. I think we'll see that over the next few days.
Let's look at this here.
Storic stands up, and I think you notice that he's moving more gracefully than before. The weight of his armor doesn't seem to bother him, and his motion is much more fluid. fine, Harnock. It's all fine. Come here. Let me thank you for your aid.
Oh no.
Harnock's gonna almost ready himself. I will not be approaching you.
Stoic slides off his signet ring and just holds his hand out with it in his palm towards Harnock. Just a token of my gratitude, Harnock.
Harnock's not gonna approach.
I mean, that's fair. That's very fair.
Yeah.
That is very, very fair.
I think Stoic climbs down from the dais and starts to walk towards the hallway leading up.
So he's going upstairs, straight up, just going up.
Yeah.
All right. You're feeling a little hungry. You're not feeling ravenously hungry to the point where you're going to attack your friends, but you are feeling hunger. So that's something you'll need to address relatively soon. But aside from that, you're pretty close to normal. You're probably actually feeling quite a bit better. More dexterous.
Better than
more
I have in some time.
Yeah, more dexterous, more charismatic, more, reflexive even. So,
Mm-hmm.
extra dark vision. And sometime within the next 7 days, you need to eat something, hopefully sooner rather than later, or things might get a little dicey.
Yeah.
So before he goes, can Harnock roll an insight to see if Stoic knows anything different about Harnock?
Sure.
I like insight checks. Oh, that's another dirty 20.
Harnock is on a roll, Daddy.
It helps you have +5 to wisdom.
Harnock's on a daddy roll today.
What are you
Doesn't
trying
have
to-
any-
I'm trying to insight if Stoic recognizes what Harnock is now.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, I
He
say I
hasn't
don't.
learned it.
Yeah.
Harnock doesn't know a lot about how vampires can tell, but he just knows that they have hunted him in the past.
Fair. That's very fair. Maybe your blood smells a little sweeter to them. Yeah, I don't think Stork really notices anything different about you. He's still, for the most part, Stork. He still possesses all of his memories and whatnot. He just is a little more sparkly and a little more charismatic.
Yeah, but Stoic heads upstairs and I think Storic's sparkliness is like almost like how the way quartz sparkles, only when the light hits it just right.
Damn it.
So you go upstairs, Stork. You pass by Harnock. You kind of float by. It's almost as if your movement is more mist-like and ethereal-ish, you know. And you kind of float by Harnock, and you head up the stairs. It is early morning. This area tends to be more cloudy and overcast, but some sunlight does peek through that ceiling there in the center.
I think Storic sticks his arm into one of the sunbeams and then pulls it out, noticing that it doesn't burn him, but he does feel a little weaker.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. And then I think he's gonna go seek out Val.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, Val is probably in the library, and there are tens of books. There's like at least 3 stacks of like 40 to 50 plus 30 to 40 plus books standing up there. In fact, as you're coming in, another book is just magically rising up to the top and being dropped on top of the tome. As Tina's sitting there with another tome like right open in front of it, reading through very quickly. Her eyes are kind of moving like a blur. And there's just all these books around her as she's just flipping through one, glancing over to another, and starting to flip through a couple of different pages. And she looks like she is barely moved from where she was. In fact, you could probably guarantee that she probably slept right there, just in the chair. And she does not at all notice you when you enter because you are much more glamorous. No clunk clunk, more like clunk clunk.
Yeah. I think Stork's moving quietly to try not to alert try not to spook anyone. It's a dirty 20 stealth.
14 passive perception, so I don't notice a dang thing.
Yeah, Stork gets right up behind Tina, leans down next to her ear, and then says, "I told you everything would be fine."
That was creepy as fuck.
That was definitely creepy, and I'm so sorry, Storic. In immediate response, she's going to turn around and immediately grab onto said book and try and swing the book at the voice right over her ear. I don't think a 12 will hit, though.
No. No, the 12 goes wild.
Just completely wild, knocks over, books over. There's a glass that kind of shatters on the ground. It's like, what the? First words in 3 days, and it's because something just... Valentina does not approve. Oh, you scared this? Give me a moment, please. I need to breathe. And Val's just gonna kind of at that moment, just kind of sit, hold her chest, and be like, oh, jeez. I'm sorry, it sounds like you were gonna say short. So.
Have you learned anything from all these tomes you've been reading?
That's a good question. Hooli, how much have I learned?
Oh, I don't know. Let's give me a knowledge check to see what kind of retention and information you've gotten.
Okay, wow. Nat 20, is that adding with anything?
Whatever your
In-
not investigation, but intelligence, yeah.
Okay, that will be a 27.
Yeah, so you can learn a little bit. You'll learn about the transformation here. You'll learn about the blood fury that comes for vampires, how they become possessed by thirst that grips all vampires. In combat, the thirst drives them into an insatiable frenzy of bloodshed. You'll learn about the abilities that come from blood fury, about calculated strikes, fanged bites, vampiric mist, and unearthly-like reflexes, along with the deathly horror. You'll learn about those things. And you also learn that Storic is, in fact, now considered undead rather than, anything else.
Okay.
And he does have one flaw that you've learned about, the sanguine curse, which does not allow him to enter a residence he does not own without an invitation from one of the occupants. If you enter it involuntary, such as being dragged in, you take psychic damage at the start of your turns while doing so. He can see better in the dark. He will be at disadvantage in the sunlight, and that he needs to eat every 7 days.
Oh, fun. I will take a chance and ask, in the readings, did I also by chance find any book that I may have skimmed over and poofed aside because it's not related to the transformation of the occult or very culty, dangerous, or otherwise otherworldly tales or readings of? Something an occult or research tome from a vampire. Any of the ones that may have been very interested in things of that variety.
You find some things that talk about the furtherment of the transformation. Maybe Fred's notes have some pictures drawn in them, some transformation boon information, things about that. What will happen in the future to Storic, but is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, no, that actually sounds like right up the alley. This is what people like to call leverage.
Yeah, so you find out that Storic's going to turn into a Dread Knight because he's going to have some excellent extra combat training. He's going to be able to do blood magic and shape change. His appearance is going to change quite hideously. He's going to become more cool, a creature of the night. He's going to be able to pull a Memoirs of a Geisha and stop a man in tracks with just one look. And his curses and things are going to get stronger as he does. And eventually he'll be able to regenerate as well. Then you find a bit about feeding. You want me to read you the bit about feeding?
Yeah, you know what? Sure. Why don't you pass me that one real quick? You can either message it to me or you can say it aloud. Your choice.
Transcended beyond mortal needs, vampires do not need to eat. However, the gripping nature of their curse requires them to feed on the fresh blood of humanoids, a task they undertake with delight. On their turn, as an action, they can make an unarmed bite attack against an unconscious, restrained, or charmed humanoid. If they do so, the target is drained for 1 pint of blood and bears a bite mark in the location that they were bitten. This attack does not wake sleeping creatures or end the effect of spells and abilities. A creature bitten this way gains a level of exhaustion, which can only be removed with the use of a greater restoration spell. A vampire that does not feed within the required time goes into an unconscious feeding frenzy under the control of the master of the vampire, which is Hooligan. The next time they sleep or enter a trance, They attack all nearby living creatures and attempt to feed on them. A vampire remains in this state until they have drained a creature, completely killing them, at which point the vampire falls unconscious for 4 hours. There you go. That's what you learned with that natural 20.
As Stork asks, Tina's eyes like kind of glance away from him and look at the books for about 10 seconds as all of the information just kind of reverts right back into it. And she has a couple images of her of if we don't keep him fed, of possibly Brill or Harnock or herself being, you know, a drained corpse on the ground with Stork just like before going into just standing there and happy I finished drinking blood and I'm gonna fall asleep standing up. She's gonna kind of glance over to him and say, no one's been really wanting to say or acknowledge one another for the last 3 days, so I've gotten a lot of pages looked through. I know some things. I'm gonna have to compile my notes a little bit, but I believe any questions you may have, I should be able to answer. I'm just going to ask the quick notion that how hungry are you right now?
Roll a d10, Stork.
That's a 1.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
god.
Stork is extremely hungry. He's broaching the need for his first feed very, very quickly.
Starving.
Oh, I was afraid of that. And Tina's gonna kind of drum her fingers over on the table, looking over, and think for a moment how she can possibly find someone in the nearby town she can either convince, very unlikely, or she can trick into a helpful situation, because the last thing she wants to happen is for people that she actually believes she cares about instead of someone that is insignificant. And that'll actually probably be good for me, unless there's something more Stork wants to say.
No, I think Stork says starving, sees Tina start thinking, and don't worry. You don't seem like you taste too good. And just walks away.
She'll say aloud as he's kind of going, no, but maybe I can help you find someone more suitable.
That's fair. Stork says, I don't want your fiendish blood.
Hey man, you don't know yet. For all you know, it just tastes like a wine that's aged to its last pinnacle point. It's now Everclear.
All right. So that's a Stork and Valentina interaction. Stork, do you go find the others, or what is it that you do just waking up now?
I think Stork's just wandering the house, waiting for night to fall. if he runs into the others, he runs into the others, but he's not intentionally seeking out Brill. And Harnock doesn't seem to want to talk to him.
Okay. That's fair. Brill, Harnock, do you look for Storic, or do you just kind of let him pace the house?
I doubt Brill has heard the news because Brill has been on the roof. So
That's
Brill,
fair.
I don't think even knows that Storic is here. Brill has been
That's
fading
fair.
in and out of the ethereal realm and weird things.
All right. Harnock, what about you, buddy? I know you're struggling with this right now because it's the exact opposite of anything you ever wanted to happen to your friends. What are you doing?
So Harnock's still kind of in the basement at first. After Stork goes upstairs and he kind of reaches into his bag and feels the helmet that's in there. And he says, "Please give me strength. I cannot fail another one." And then he'll go upstairs. He'll wild shape into, I'm gonna say, a squirrel, and he'll go to the roof where Brill is and relay that Stork's awake.
Okay. You'll go up and tell Brill? Is that what you're saying to me?
Mhm.
Okay. So, Squirrel Harnock comes to the roof, and you recognize it as Squirrel Harnock and not another squirrel because you can see the sort of remnants of his plague mask in the shape of how the face is and the colorings and markings.
So it's like a squirrel with a plague mask crow face.
Well, no, I'm just saying that the coloring markings on the face look more like Harnock's mask. Similar to how every other wild-shaped creature you've noticed, his mask sort of sets in. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Brill will just kind of turn and look, and you found me up here?
Harnock will try and get to a spot that he can shape back and not just slide or fall down. And he'll
Harnock
unshift.
replies with squeak squeaker squeak squeaking.
Squeak, 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 squeak.
Squeaking.
Then he's gonna throw a nut at Brill and leave. No.
He's supposed to be dead.
Alright.
Harnock will unshift and tell Brill that Stork's walking around.
What do you mean? I thought he was dying.
He's changed into one of them.
Listen, I'm very conflicted because I tried to help one of them. It seemed aggressive that we were attacking them in their home. But you guys just did it, so I assume that means they're evil, but now Stork's one, so are we... What does this mean?
Harnock will kind of look out across the sea and say, I really don't know.
I mean, that's kind of a problem. You're the only one around here who ever knows what's going on.
I've never dealt with a friend being transformed.
I guess new experiences? I guess maybe let's go see if he's okay. Wait, you said he's up. Did you, talk to him?
Briefly. But nothing important came about it.
So let's go talk to him? I'm honestly surprised you're talking to me now.
Yes. Well, it's a problem we all now have to deal with.
Or maybe we don't? Let's see what happens. Maybe he's still Storic. Okay, maybe those are bad words, but you know what I mean? I don't know. I've never really known a vampire, so And I mean, I liked that one earlier, so maybe I'll like him.
They have a way of putting you under their control.
Wait, you're saying I was charmed? Okay, now me and Stork are gonna have problems. Let's go talk to Stork.
Oh my god.
Harnack's gonna wild shape back into a squirrel and go back down.
Squeak, 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 squeaking.
Throws a nut at Brill and leaves. Doesn't.
I get Harnack would see Brill like fully like 4-limb crawl down the side of the house.
You guys just get creepier by the moment. It's like some fucking exorcist shit crawling down the walls and whatnot.
Brill does
Yeah,
a
so you-
reverse crab walk.
You go inside and you find Stork kind of pacing the hallways of the first floor, I think is where you were, Stork, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of avoiding that central area where the little bits of sunlight come in, but you could probably find him pretty easily. I mean, he's Stork. Or is he Stork?
He's still loud as fuck. Like, he might be a little quieter, but he's still clanking around in full plate armor.
I mean,
It's
I don't know.
Clunk.
I don't beat a non-natural 20.
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
I mean, he's
Nah.
not sneaking anymore.
I mean, Brill will like find him and be like, "Hey, buddy, can you hear me this time?"
I can hear you.
Oh, good. You just, are you okay? You seem different.
I'm just fine, Brill. A bit hungry. But I'll be fine.
Are you trying to make me feel better? Because it's not working.
I don't know if I'm trying to make you feel better or not, Brill.
Maybe bit of advice. And I know that subtlety wasn't really your thing before. I know you kind of just went everywhere and told people who and what you are, that you're with the Inquisition and the Inquisition. You might not want to go around telling people that you're hungry, but you'll be okay. Just probably don't say that to people. We probably should have had this talk a while ago.
That's probably a good point.
But
Are
so
you
when
alright, Brill?
I mean, I just found out apparently I got charmed 3 days ago. So that's not pretty. You're not gonna fucking charm me, are you? Like,
Wouldn't know
you're
how
one
to
of
if I
them now, so
What? I'm still me. And I don't know. I wouldn't know how to charm you if I wanted to, Brill.
I mean, Harnack? What's Harnack been doing during this?
Oh, Harnack's a squirrel on your shoulder right now.
Oh, okay.
Harnack's taking the easy way out and being in squirrel form so he doesn't have to say human words.
Squeak,
Oh.
squeak, 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 squeak,
Oh, so he's pulling a Jerry.
squeak.
I mean, no, I don't think Bill's at the dark humor point of this yet. Because she kind of wants to offer you some of the squirrel on her shoulder since you're hungry.
Wow, Tina doesn't want to offer any of her teammates, animal or not. She's at least willing to, grab a random villager. Like, damn.
More as a way of making Harnack talk, but I've also known Harnack for a while, and
Oh
He's
no!
never really
Harnock
talked to
turns
me.
into a hippo on your shoulder.
I believe you're out of wild shapes.
They don't know that.
Brill moves into the ethereal plane, and Harnock just slams into the ground.
Squeak!
Did that hippo just squeak?
Squeak!
You understand that we're gonna have to be careful for a while, right, Stoic? Like, I understand you're you now, but what if tomorrow you're not?
It's all right. I already know what I'm going to eat.
Yeah, probably
Don't
don't
worry.
say that to people either.
It's not going to be any of you. No friends. Only foes.
What foes do you have?
You'll see. And the Stork's gonna try to slip away.
When you say, are you like leaving?
Yeah,
Or are you just like, are
he's
you
trying to slip away, staying in the house.
okay? I was gonna say Brillo keep an eye on things, and if Stoic leaves, is definitely going to try to shadow him. But if he's staying in the house, then things are contained.
All right, so Tina's doing research still. She's lost in that. Stork is just doing, vampire spawn things.
Stork's practicing.
Really?
Yeah, Stork's practicing his creepy walk. Stork's just practicing his creepy walk.
Yep. Stork's just practicing how to creep his party out, and Braille is probably flicking Squirrel Harnock in the nose, like, bro.
Yep, back on the roof, just like...
Get out.
Squeak, squeak. Squeak, 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 squeak.
All right, I think that's a good...
Nat one on his performance.
You got a nat one on your creepy performance.
Brill holds Harnock close and says, hey, do you think that vampire from the other day is going to be at the Belfry? He was really cool.
Did you happen to get his number before he left?
Oh, God. All right, I think that's a good spot to leave it. Stork's a fucking vampire now, and the rest of you are in shell shock, so that's awesome. I love it. Emotional damage, GIF, here. You're welcome. So, we'll catch everybody next week when we find out what's going to happen with Stork and his vampirism. I'm not going to do fancy sign-offs. We're tired and emotionally distraught. So we'll see everybody Thursday for shenanigans with Chip.
Squeak,
Hasta la
squeak.
vista.